knows no boundaries. It's endlessly expansive and endlessly abundant. This is what you are also. Discarding doubt is a decision to reconnect to your original self. This is the mark of people who have lived self-actualized lives. Nothing provides me with more joy than sitting here and speaking to you from my heart. I enthusiastically allow these teachings to come through me from the source of...
Into the train up there. It's our engineer Jeff. Everybody wave and say hi to Jeff down there. There he goes. Give you a little background of Jeff. Jeff is an engineer with the Cog Railway. He is also a very good machinist. He does a lot of our machining on our equipment. He's from Wisconsin, but I don't hold that against him. He cataloged a lot of trees. He found out that there was over 15 different types of evergreen trees growing in this area. He discovered one that nobody knew about at that time. So that tree is named the Eagleman spruce. Now, if you are a guitar person, notably classic guitars, you'll notice that a lot of times there are spruce. See that big block of ice? That's actually a waterfall. Now you're looking at me saying, wait a second, how can that be higher than that? More water going downhill than they would uphill. I'll let you think about that one for a while. Alright, notice there's a lot of trees that look like they're dead. Forest Service, we checked with the Forest Service and they said, yep, they're dead. Looks like we had a forest fire, doesn't it? Well, the answer to that is nope, no forest fire here. Those trees were killed by a pine bark beetle infestation in the 1970s. 5% grade right now, pretty steep. And these street seams are pretty slick, so if you don't know that person, imagine that floating from here down. But in about 1916, it did catch fire, and quite a bit of it was destroyed. And then it was torn down in the 1920s to prevent further vandalism. It was out on our 3C side in that grove of trees there. Now it's hard to imagine that there was ever a hotel there. Ruxton Park, this little white house on the 3C side is the caretaker's house for the hydroelectric plant. And if you keep looking at the 3C side over there, you'll see Cog Railway municipal plant. That is the oldest working hydroelectric plant west of the Mississippi. But out the 3C side of the train, we do have a pretty good flowing creek there, and our local deer in this area and our turkeys do use that quite frequently for their water source. They came home from a day of hunting. He was hot and he was tired, probably dehydrated, which if you're dehydrated, that's a good reason for you to take a sip of that water you brought with you. Okay, why is my engineer not raising his hand? Ah, there he goes. Yeah. The reason I asked about Wisconsin is because the guy that built this, the gentleman that built this railroad, he was from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Bought the Cog Railway. At that point, it started a period of co-ownership of the Broadmoor Hotel and the Cog Railway that has lasted to this day. Now, how many of you know about the Broadmoor Hotel? That's that rock formation we're looking at on the 3C side. They called it the Lion's Den because it wasn't that uncommon to be able to sight lions digging and lounging around on those rocks, sunning themselves on a sunny day, usually after a large meal. I always wondered if that large meal was one of those explorers that was a little slow. We always say here in Colorado, cut. It's got quite a bit of snow in it. In fact, last week they had to come in. There was so much ice in the cut, they had to come in and use dynamite a couple times to break up the ice. So it's going to be... Okay, here we go through Windy Point Cut. Look how deep this snow is. This is a cut in the rocks that will fill up very frequently with snow. So this is one of the areas that our snowblower gets very good use. So far this year, folks, we have now went higher than any other train this year. Okay, we are in one of those states that they've never seen a temperature this cold, so please do be careful and don't freeze everybody to death. This area is the Windy Point siding. We do Cass is here. Now the two-seat side, you'll notice a stone building. Question about what powers this train? Train is diesel powered, driving hydraulic transmissions. We have 4 diesel engines underneath the floor. Are also hydraulic rebar engines that give us a very smooth ride downhill. We are approaching the area. Let's see if we can.
Not any higher than that.
Right now we're approaching the area called the saddle. The saddle will be, we're about a quarter mile from it. Saddle is your free carry-on our track because you can see on the two-seat side, you see the same view a little bit better than what we saw at its range point. And then on the three-seat side, we will be able to see all the way to looking at the continental line over there. How many people are on here from Texas? I got a couple up there. Okay, welcome. A couple back here, welcome. I pick on the Texas people because my mom was from Texas, so I spent a lot of time down there. I'm sure some of you are familiar with Wichita Falls. That was the area that I would spend a lot of time in. And I dearly love San Antonio. And that's what accounts for the fact that the rocks get smaller as we get higher. Now, okay, we've got a pretty good view of our snowplow. We can't get past him, and I don't know. They are stopped right there, and I think there might be contemplating some ice on the track or something.
It's like walking out of the bank with $1 million. So that was cool. And then.
Congratulations! And I look and see what the temperature is today because our weather station, 4 drive axles, and those cog gears engage the rack rail that's right in the middle of our track. That rack rail and those cogs do last about 4 to 5 years before they have to be.
Well, we're stopped here for a little break. 4 mile. Couldn't make it all the way up because the snowplow hadn't made it all the way up yet, but we went the furthest that anyone has gone this year.
The engine is hydraulic, so it has